This is Shawn Michaels, former WWE Superstars, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.
All right, welcome to the show, Charlie Haas. And
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Thanks for coming on In Your Head. First of all, I want to say congratulations on the wedding.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I mean, we were a little reluctant to call you past, I don't know, lunchtime, because we know how it is with newlyweds.
Yeah, we hope we didn't interrupt anything.
No. Everything's going good right now. Just looking for a job.
All right. Of course, we want to say
That's all right.
sorry about the firing.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations and condolence is all in the same sentence. It's pretty ironic if you think about it. You get married, go on your honeymoon, come home, and you find out you're both fired. Not one source of income gone, both.
Were you guys literally on the honeymoon and came back when you found out?
We just got home from our honeymoon on a Saturday, and they fired us like that 4th of July that Tuesday.
Wow.
So at least they waited after the honeymoon and the 4th of July.
Yeah. Were you both surprised? Did you see this coming at all?
Very much. No, I didn't see it coming at all. Very much so. It was just a shock. You know? I mean, if I didn't give 100% and I wasn't in the ring practicing every day, and working out, and trying to absorb as much knowledge as I could from all the agents and use all their sources to become a better wrestler and all that, then I'd say yeah, I deserved it. But I worked way too hard, and for them just to say, well, and to have every agent on my side, and for them, the creative, just to say, well, we don't have a storyline for you, we don't know what to do with your character, that's why we're letting you go.
That was the reason they gave you? There was no storyline reason for you?
Yeah, and that they just didn't have creative. Like, the creative couldn't think of anything for who Charlie Haas is or what to do with him. So it was all a creative standpoint. That was the reasoning that was told why they let me go. And that's also why they announced on the web, too. It was just due to character conflict or,
Right.
Was there anything, did they say they'd bring you back at some point down the road?
Yeah, definitely. Johnny Laurinitis I talked to, and he's like, he's trying to get me booked over in Japan, and he's like, man, just hang in there 6 months a year. He goes, who knows? He goes, we'll bring you back, We'll just go over seas or do the independents, just try to develop, your singles career and, your singles character, and and the thing is, they have so many writers get hired and fired, and 6 months from a year from now, they can have a whole new creative team, which I'm praying to God they will.
Right. So you've always got along well with John Laurinitis?
Yeah, he's always been fair to me, never had a problem with him.
Was there Jim Ross who got you into the WWE originally?
He's the one that hired me, Jerry Briscoe, Jim Ross, Kevin Kelly at the time. Jim Ross was the one that was head of talent relations. He's the one that signed my brother and I.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell us that when they're released, they're advised to steer clear of TNA. Is that something you've been asked to do?
I can't compete against... I can go anywhere in the country, anywhere in the United States, the country, anywhere in the world and wrestle, but I have to... WWE's legal department is making me just stay away for 90 days from TNA.
Right, because they have TV.
Right, but when those 90 days are up, you bet your ass I'll be trying. If they want me, I'd be more than happy to come to TNA.
Right. What do you think the morale... Oh, excuse me?
I just feel that if I have the advantage, or if I have the opportunity to go to TNA, I think that they would be able to do something with my character, or I'd be able to develop the character the way I would want to. So.
I definitely think so. I mean, TNA seems to put a lot more stock in the in-ring product than it does on being able to swing a mic.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, you definitely have something to do there.
Are you a fan of TNA?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm a fan of wrestling, period. And
right, seems to me.
I like it. It'll take me some time to get used to the ring. I'll tell you that.
It's six-sided?
Yeah, it'll take me some time, but I'm sure I'll adjust to it. And there's a lot of talent over there, So I would love to work a program with AJ Styles.
Those are great matches.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting.
Another guy was fired recently. I was surprised about was Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
You have any stories about Jim Cornette working for him in OVW?
Well, I mean, he was always fair to me, and he really helped develop me right after my brother died to Charlie Haas, like a singles wrestler, before they tagged me with Shelton. But I was only there for 4 or 5 months briefly but he really gave me that opportunity and push and all that for, you know, and he really stayed focused with the storylines with me to get me into the WWE, to get me groomed to go into the WWE. And he's a great talent. It's too bad that WWE didn't utilize him more than they should.
You think that's going to hurt WWE, not having Jim Cornette there in OVW?
I think it will. I mean, look at all the guys that are on top, man. They're all products of Jim Cornette and Danny Davis.
Right.
You know, so Danny Davis is still there, and he's a great, great teacher. Man, the guy's phenomenal. So, you know, my hat's off to him, and a good friend of mine. And I'm not sure if Paul Heyman's down there writing for him right now, you know, taking over the TV.
Yeah, I think that just started. So I think Dreamer was there for a little while. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, considering that Cornette and Paul really never got along. So.
Yeah. Do you get along with Paul E?
Oh yeah, really good. I didn't have a problem with anyone. You know, just not with the agents or the office. Just one maybe particular writer or one creative, Dave Lagana, like the head of creative for WWE or for SmackDown. You know, he does not belong in the business, and that's the only person you'll ever hear me badmouth. Is as soon as that guy's gone, SmackDown will turn around and be a better show. But you know, it's but I got along with Paulie great. When he was doing creative and he was in charge of my storylines, or with Shelton and I as a tag team, or Rico and I as a tag team, or you know, he was great. He was like pulled the reins on him or pulled him off creative right before Jackie Gayda and I were getting hot, and this guy Dave Lagana comes in and ends it like that and really just destroyed it. So, you know, and then ended it with some crazy ending, which was stupid, and that was it.
And then
there
was no follow-up to it. It was it just ended at the one pay-per-view. And did you know where it was going to go after that? Was there any? Do you know what the plans were?
No, and Paulie had it all planned out, and then I never got to talk to him about it, and here I am talking to this David Lagana. He's like, well, I don't know what to do with it. And that was his answer for everything. So, you know, if anybody's out there listening, don't ever, whether you're any type of writer or you have sitcoms, television shows, do not hire Dave Lagana. He's terrible.
You mentioned about your brother. Was it weird to start a new tag team after your brother passed away? Did you feel like maybe you just wanted to stay singles?
I wanted to also finish what Russ and I started, and I think it was more like when I met Shelton, we just clicked. It was like maybe Russ, you know, brought Shelton and I together some kind of, you know, in a spiritual way or sense, you know, and it really worked out, man. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better partner. He's a brother to me. He's my best friend. He was my best man at my wedding, and I mean, even more of a tag team partner, just turned out to be one of my best friends. So it was just a blessing overall.
Is that kind of nerve-wracking going right from OVW then being put right with Kurt Angle on WWE TV?
No, I didn't think it was. I mean, I was nervous, but I knew with Shelton and I, man, we clicked so easy, and I knew our styles were, when they put us with Edge and against Benoit right away, we were so similar to that style, it just worked.
Yeah.
You know, and Eddie and Chavo, I mean, we were able to pull it off, and it was just, you know, I had no doubt in our capability as workers or as wrestlers. That's always, I know I can go with anyone, and that's no problem.
They say sometimes they bring guys up too quick from OVW, but do you think it helps? But do you think it helps too to come up there and work with guys like Edge or Benoit, Kurt Angle? Does that help?
It definitely does. You need to work with the guys that have been there for a while so they can help groom you along. Because even when you get up, they think you're ready. You need those guys to groom you along. You know? I mean, I had Bob Hollywood. I was working with him before they let me go, and he was still helping me along, and I learned so much with him. You know, as a tag team partner, you know that he's been a veteran there for 10 or 11 years, really helped me out.
Mm. He gets a bad rap from some people, but what do you think of Bob Holly?
I think he's great, man. He's just a hardcore, old school wrestler, man. He doesn't put up with shit, and he's just a great guy, man. He is a great athlete. He's probably the best, most well-conditioned athlete in the locker room, Raw and SmackDown, and he's another one that they don't know what to do with. They should do something with him. He's put his time in, and he deserves it. And it's a shame he's just sitting there on the shelf.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time. Do you think they ended the Team Angle tag team too soon? You and Shelton.
Way too soon.
Yeah,
way too soon.
Best team there for a while.
Way too soon. You know, they could have done so much more with us. They could have ran with us as long as they ran with the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys, you know, and then split us later.
Right. Yeah, they didn't. Did you expect when they did split you that you guys maybe would have a feud against each other?
You'd think they would, but yeah, I thought they would have. You know, when they did the second draft around, I thought maybe they'd go to Raw.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, I was too, but you know, that's the direction of creative. That's their brilliant idea. So.
Right. And then when you started with the Rico tag team, what did you think about that? Were you friends with Rico from OVW?
Yeah, good friends with Rico, and I used to wrestle against him and Steve Bradley, who's another phenomenal worker, and we just Rico and I clicked, man. It was so entertaining to watch and to be part of. So you know, it's a great storyline to be a part of. That's another thing that's gotten so much on with that, and they just did it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good team, and it just kind of ended. Were you surprised when he was let go?
Very much surprised, man. The whole locker room was.
Yeah. Were you and Jackie a couple in real life when they put you together, or did that happen after they put you together on TV?
After they put us together.
Oh, so like just traveling? Did you guys travel together?
Yeah, well, I knew her since OVW. We were always friends, and at the time we were both single, and it just worked out.
You said earlier about bringing guys up too quick from OVW. Why do you think they do that? Do they just like see someone
I think it's like I said, it's all the downfall of creative. What they do is they're looking for the next Rock or Stone Cold or Kurt Angle or Hunter, Triple H. You know,
right?
They're taking these kids and they're trying to put it on them, and they're not succeeding, and then they just bury them or they fire them or they, you know, where. Man, they have to look back, man. The formula, it's not that hard, but the formula to success is, man, look how long it took to groom Triple H to become what he is. I mean, he was, you know, Hunnlehurst Helmsley, you know, then he became DX under Shawn Michaels for a long time. Then he ran DX. I mean, you know, Rocky grew up in this business. He was a second, third generation wrestler, you know. Kurt Angle just clicked for him, you know. Look at Benoit, 17 years to get to where he was. So Eddie Guerrero, you know, he's a second-generation wrestler. I mean, you just can't bring these kids in, let them train for 3 years, say, all right, we're going to do it, throw the title on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to groom them along. I mean, it's back in the day, man, you would be in the business 10, 15 years before you got to push for main event status.
Right, before you'd even make it to the WWE. But now that, you know, there's no smaller wrestlings, it's going to be harder for guys to wrestle all over the country before they come to WWE.
What's that now?
Without all the territories, it's going to be harder for a guy to wrestle across the country at different smaller wrestlings, and then you know, pay their dues and then come up to the WWE. Right. Pretty much just from OVW then to the WWE. You think they need more territories, developmental systems?
Definitely. I would definitely agree. Well, I think WWE needs competition.
Right.
You know, that's the one thing, and I think you're right. They do need to have developmental territories or more territories, which I think they're trying to. They got to lean on. They want to open up some more, but they need to. You got wrestling schools, but you need these wrestling schools to have a territory set up so these kids can work this territory, you know?
Right.
I mean, the best place, if you're not in OVW, you got to head to the Northeast, up in the northeastern part of the United States, and hit all the independents there. You know, that's the best because the states are small. It's usually the drive from Boston to Delaware, you know, and from there you can hit, you know, Ring of Honor, Jersey All-Pro, ECWA, you know, Chaotic Wrestling, and, you know, Alphas, XPW. I mean, there's so many different wrestling federations, you know, up there.
Mm-hmm. You talk about them bringing up guys too early and when they should be trying to build them with character-wise, which a lot of that goes on to creative. Is there anybody right now on the creative team that is actually inside the wrestling business, or is it all Hollywood writers?
Well, the only one that I know of is Michael Hayes, and he's over at Raw. And he's the only one that's ever wrestled or bumped or, you know, that's wrestled that knows that knows anything about the business over there. But everyone else are Hollywood writers. Brian Gerwitz, who writes for Raw, it's actually, I don't know if he's taking some time off now, but he's been there since, you know, he's the one that helped bring Rocky and Stone Cold and all them along. So he has, you know, he never wrestled, but he knows what it takes. But now they got all these other young writers that have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing. You know, back in the day when wrestling was, you know, had all these different territories, the wrestlers that retired were the ones who were writing the storylines and doing the booking. You know, they would build for the big matches, and that's the way it should go back to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They should hire more people like Michael Hayes to write the stuff.
It seems odd that they've got people like Dave Finlay and Dean Malenko and Rick Steamboat, and they're all road agents when they could be putting their hand in the creative.
Right. They should. They should ask the agents, all right, what should we do? Arn Anderson, one of my good friends, one of the greatest minds. Why not, man? Not use him.
He's also a great talker.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I mean, he could coach you on how to do promos and everything. And, you know, it's just that's the downfall. That is where the WWE is at a downfall right now. That's it.
Were you a wrestling fan before you went to OVW?
What's that?
Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Oh, God, yes. Since I was in second grade, man. This is all I wanted to do. And I grew up watching all those territories like Mid-South Wrestling, the UWF, and later the Georgia Championship Wrestling, World Class Championship Wrestling, you know, the NWA, the Carolinas, WWF, AWA, you know, everything.
Is there anybody that you tried to patent your style after?
No, you know what? I really didn't. I would just try to absorb as much as I can from everybody, and
come up with your own.
Come up with my own, you know. I think I worked, if anything, which you know, you really saw more of him wrestling overseas. It's like, and I'm not even comparing myself to, but working out with them in the ring every day was Fit Finlay and Arn Anderson. So trying to compare those two, or try to bring that type of difference, aggressive and tenacity and the psychology of Arn Anderson with the technique ability of a Fit Finlay, you know, that type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You talk about Fit Finlay. He did a good job training all the women.
Yeah.
What do the people think when they fired most of the wrestling divas, and then they start hiring all the divas from the Diva Search?
It's a joke, man. It's like it's WWE doesn't want anything to do with women wrestling. It's a joke. I mean, right now is the downfall of wrestling. Economy of any country where the side is doing the worst for it. You know,
I think you're breaking up.
Gonna get good before it gets worse, and right now we're at the worst. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think about Tough Enough? Just the concept of Tough Enough.
You know, I can't fault the people for doing it. I mean,
right.
I would have done it. I would have done it if I didn't come up the way I did.
Right.
I mean, it's an opportunity. You can't fault them for it. You know.
Yeah. Do the winners?
If anyone's at fault, it'd be the WWE for opening up the business like that.
Right. Did you think they showed too much on TV?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it was a lot easier on TV than when it was like for me, or say for like a Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit to come up.
Right. But probably, like you said, all those guys would have taken that opportunity if it was there for them at the time.
Right.
But do you think they showed too much of the training on TV? That it opened up too much of what it takes to be a wrestler?
I mean, the training, they showed the training with it. I mean, the training was too short, if you ask me. You know?
Yeah, it should have been. I like the training part.
Weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, my school went for like 10 months, you know.
Yeah. And I think that was the main problem was once a guy won, they really couldn't put him on TV right away because he wasn't ready for WWE.
Right.
And so they kind of said, and by the time they're ready, you kind of forgot about him being on.
Well, and then you don't ever do anything with him to begin with.
Yeah, because like Daniel Puder, the last winner, they had him on TV there for a little while, but you never see him anymore.
Well, he's nowhere near ready. So.
No.
He only did about 5 weeks, and nothing of it was wrestling, was it?
No, his was easier compared to what Tough Enough. I mean,
yeah.
What Jackie and them went through.
Right.
His was pretty much just like a beauty pageant, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to the Diva Search that they have now.
I would definitely agree.
Some people said he has an attitude problem, stemming from the Kurt Angle thing. You don't really know him?
Well, I don't know him well enough, so I can't say. I don't know.
Right. Another guy that just let go recently is Matt Morgan. And I always know Jim Cornette always said he would be a future world champion for WWE, just like he said for Batista.
Yeah, he's huge. He's a good guy, a really good guy. And, he's just got to, like me, man, we just got to make it out on the indies or overseas, and, maybe we'll get another look. Like right now, A-Train's doing awesome over in Japan. I hear WWE's thinking about bringing him back.
Oh, yeah.
Just tearing it up.
Yeah, I think he's Giant Bernard over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Rico was over there for a while, but I think he ended up retiring.
Yeah, he's going through he's a police academy right now.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. They made him shave off the chops, which broke my heart.
Yeah.
So are you going to try to, you going to stay in the wrestling business?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm not done yet. I'm not done. got too much riding on it. Been doing it too long, and I still got a lot left in me. Man, I'm young still, so I'm gonna hammer it out. I'm gonna kick butt, man. I'm gonna prove to I'm gonna shove it up the creative's ass, the writers team. That's what I'm gonna do. And if TNA wants me, I'll go there and and that'll be the biggest mistake WWE ever did.
I think we'll definitely see you there after the 90 days are up. Hopefully they'll have a TV deal by then.
I hope so. I really hope it. I mean, that'd be great if they do, man. That's what everyone's pulling for, man. They need competition. I hope it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to work in a Ring of Honor?
You know what? If they contact me, they do. Most likely, right now, I'm gonna go back to my roots, where Jersey All Pro and ECWA is, where Jim Kettner and Frank and Pierre and Jeff Shapiro. Like they're the ones that broke my brother and I in. That really gave us a push and made the Haas brothers and noticed by the WWE. And I feel like right now I want to go back and give to them what they gave to me, and maybe start over. Like sometimes you got to go back to where you came from, and maybe that's what I got to do to figure out who Charlie Haas is as a singles wrestler, to develop a new type of character mentality as a singles wrestler. I've been doing tag team wrestling for 10 years, and I've only had about 25 singles matches in my whole career. So now it's time for me to focus on that and where better than where I had success from the beginning. If Ring of Honor contacts me and they want me, that's great. No, it's not. I mean, it's not going to break my heart. I mean, like I'm going to Italy. I'm going to Japan.
Yeah, just another place to work.
Right.
You can learn a new style there too, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go. Those are great talents. Because like all the people in Ring of Honor all work at ECWA or All Pro or all that. So it's if I don't ever work them at Ring of Honor, they're going to see me at other shows in that northeast area.
Yeah. You have a website where the fans can check out and see where you be wrestling?
Yeah, it's www.haas15.com.
All right, we'll put that up on our website too. So
all right, man, that's great.
Yeah. I just want to ask, what's the morale like for the wrestlers when they lay off so many people at once?
Man, it's scary. It's like walking on eggshells back there. You don't want to say a word. You think you're going to get fired. It's terrible. And when you see that many people let go, and man, it's I've been on both. I've been on both sides. The side where I'm like, oh my God, I hope it's not me, and the side like, God, I can't believe it is me. It's tough, man. The morale brings everyone down. You don't ever want to see anyone lose their jobs, man.
No, of course.
Especially when there's nowhere else to go to work.
All right, well, we'll go to a happier note before we let you go. You got any good rib stories or road stories that you could tell?
Yeah, I tell you what usually happens on the road stays on the road. I make a lot of good friends on the road, man. My boy Rey Mysterio, Mark Jindrak, Randy Orton. I mean, you name it, man. A lot of good friends. Rikishi, Undertaker, everybody.
Oh, okay. Anything you want to tell your fans before I let you go?
Man, don't stop. Hoping, man. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make it back. You can contact me through haasofpain.com, through my webmaster, and you can follow me along there. Look for me. I will. Maybe watch TNA Gets a TV deal. Most likely, hopefully, I'll be there.
All right. You going to bring your wife along with you when you do these indie shows? And maybe overseas?
Oh, yeah, she's going to be. She's getting booked a lot. Yeah.
She can be your valet?
I don't know, man. I know that she's going to be booked for working a couple of these shows working India.
Oh, okay.
So it could be tough enough champion versus tough enough champion.
All right, we'll look for that too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, well, thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate it, and good luck in the future. We hope to see you again on the
everything, man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is Shannon Moore, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.